So with this week of Arms Week that we got coming back, we were given two new weapons. We were given the Trachinus and the Synanceia. The Synanceia is a wave sword frame with eager edge and a lot of other perks that revolve around solar, elemental honing, and also surrounded. But how does the Trachinus, which is its first ever rapid fire slug frame, feel? And I mean, if you just saw there, that's without even having radiant or anything. I mean, look at that. That hits really, really hard, especially since I am doing a GM Skywatch. The Synanceia is a wave sword frame, like I said. It gets chain reaction, elemental honing, surrounded, stuff like that. So it could be seen as an option for possibly damage against multiple enemies. But to me, the Synanceia doesn't feel like it could possibly be a boss weapon due to the fact that it is, well, a wave sword frame. The wave sword frame type meant more, to me, feeling like it's meant for ad clear, not boss damage. But obviously, I could be wrong. But the perks are very nice. It gets elemental honing, like I said, surround and stuff like that. So it does hit, well, quite hard. It does do its thing. But it did get eager edge. So how does eager edge work with the Synanceia? The way it works is kind of bad. If you've ever shatter skated or well skated with no ammo, you'll just do like a little hop. That's basically what happens. You'll barely go any distance, and at that point, it was better for you to just, well, swing the sword normally, like as if you just had a normal eager swing. It still sends you a good distance, but it sadly does not work that well with skating at all. But I am doing, just like I said, a quick Skywatch to showcase how the damage feels on some enemies in a GM territory. I am using a precision instrument led from gold roll on my Trachinus. Sorry, not Trachinus. I just mixed up the two names. The Trachinus, and on my Synanceia, I am using a shiny roll with binary orbit. Because to me, I really think it works when dealing with a lot of things around you, especially whenever you're using multiple different types of weaponry. Ooh, 810. But I'll also take us to the shooting range so we can get a more controlled feel. But do remember, the shooting range numbers are always a little off. Multiply them by 1.5. So I will see y'all when I get to the shooting range, because then you can see a little bit more of a controlled feel for them. Because here, I mean, it's not bad, but I am relying on getting a ton of ammo, and I don't got a lot of it. So I'll see y'all there. So here we are in the shooting range. So what I wanted to cover was if you did it on a boss specifically, because at the moment we don't have a real slug-based boss that, well, is worth farming, but we can test it in the shooting range. So the roll that I am going to be using is my Trachinus with Assault Mag, Lead from Gold, Precision Instrument. I already built Tenacity because you can't get Vice Stinger to proc effectively. I will be taking off Temporal Blast, and we'll have Course Through Rifling. I recommend Arrowhead Break, but I'm not going to go nitpicking around for a perfect roll. Now, what does the damage feel like per shot? Well, per shot with, when I had Max Tenacity, would have been much higher, but we are getting 739 on a shot with just one tier of Precision Instrument. But what happens if we get all our shots off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 960. That's not bad. That's really good. And if you're using it with other weapons, you can go one the other, one the other, one the other, one the other. Other things you could do is on other rolls that I have, like with my Chill Clip Lead for Gold rolled, where you just go into them like crazy with all the shots. And with the new change that we are getting, that is making it to where Chill Clip at lower rounds will be applying like little detonations of slow, will be really, really nice. So it's going to be more of an effective tool for dealing with champs again. Now, what happens when it comes to the sword? Well, that's a different story. There's a few too many rules. I'll cover those next. And now, when it comes to the Synanceia has a lot of roles, and a lot of them can be different, varied on what you're looking for. Like I had said, we'll cover better options later. But one of the roles I want to try and test would have been the surrounded roles. So we're going to go ahead and get these enemies to come and fight me and group them up a little bit better. I think that's perfect. So, when surrounded, you get your nice big damage boost, but this is a wave sword frame, so it also benefits whenever you do your right click, which, well, due to these not being very strong enemies, break and die real easily, but the damage isn't bad. Once again, any number you see, multiply by 1.5 times, because the numbers are apparently a little off. To me, that doesn't feel that bad, but once again, this is a wave sword frame, so it has its own downsides of being up with competitions of other swords in that category. Like if you wanted a good damage sword, you could use Bequest, you could use Falling Guillotine with your respective role that you liked. But like I said, this sword is unique, and it also has Eager Edge. So when it comes to how the Eager Edge works, based off what I have done and was able to test, is that the Eager Edge part doesn't really work on that right-click effect. It only really procs when you left-click. So whenever you would do a normal swing, that's where it applies your boost right there. Next up, let's cover some rolls you may want for the Trachinus or the Synanceia. Obviously, with 4.5 days left, you still need to go farm them. Let's cover those rolls you can go for. Okay, so when it comes to the Trachinus, the very obvious answer is it's a shotgun. So what mag do you want? Assault mag. When it comes to the barrel is based off the person. I've just selected Arrowhead Break as a good mid-range one because it helps with its recoil direction and gives you more handling. Now, when it comes to the perk options in the third column, we were given Lead for Gold, we were given Rhyme Stealer, Rapid Hit, Transcendent Momentum, Killing Wind, Moment, and Proximity Power. In the fourth column, we were given Headstone, a fan favorite, Chill Clip, Swashbuckler, Binary Orbit, Encore, and overall, roll options for this weapon. It's iffy. It is its first of its kind. It's a rapid fire slug, but to me, I feel the best options will end up being Rapid Hit and Precision Instrument, because then you can have a full 100 reload speed. You are hitting headshots. You're usually going to just be holding left click. So after your mag is done, you could just funnel it all right back into the weapon and keep going. Or if you don't want to use it as a slug weapon like that, you could go for a more obvious role that people are going to go for, probably Chill Clip and Rhyme Stealer, or Rhyme Stealer and Headstone, since it is a slug. You could also probably go for Binary Orbit if you're using it on swap rotation, so you need a quick pull out to kill the champion, so you killed something with something else, and then you pull this out and just go bang, because it is a stasis weapon, so it takes advantage of Arc, Solar, and Void, and kinetic weapons. And if you want, you could probably go Swashbuckler Prox Power, because Prox Power to me is quite nice, especially since Swashbuckler and Prox Power play together. If it had 1-2 punch, that'd be actually very interesting to mix with Prox Power, but sadly it does not. So, rolls to go for: Rhyme Stealer with Chill Clipper Headstone, or Lead for Gold for any of the options I have said. Precision Instrument with Rapid Hit or Lead from Gold, Swashbuckler, and Prox Power. Now, what about Synanceia? Alright, now, as I was saying, we still have one more thing to cover, that being the Synanceia, or Synanceia, whatever it is you like to call it. The Synanceia has a few roles that you may want to go for, but before we cover that, we're going to be using Jagged Edge and Swordmaster's Guard as a base, because that's what most people go for in their swords. Now, how does the sword feel? What type of rolls do you want to go for with this sword? When it comes to the rolls with the sword, you have pretty okay third columns and pretty good fourth columns. We have Proximity Power, we have Relentless Strikes, Attrition Orbs, Assassin's Blade, Sharp Harvest, and Wellspring. In the fourth column, we have Surrounded, Burning Ambition, Binary Orbit, Elemental Holding, Eager Edge, and Chain Reaction. Now, let's get the funny roll out of the way. Go ahead and find yourselves a roll with Eager Edge and something you like in the third column. It does not matter. Anyway, let's go into proper rolls. Proper rolls you can go for if you're actually going to use this thing for ad clear. I don't know why you would. Go for Wellspring Chain Reaction. Obvious answer. You'll kill with it. You'll get some super energy out of it. It's very nice. Well, not super energy. Ability energy out of it. Real good. Real good. Or Attrition Orbs, but I don't believe Chain Reaction will proc this, so don't go for it, I guess. Other than that, if you want to go for a proper damage roll, I'd say Surrounded Relentless Strikes or Surrounded Prox Power if you're able to get kills while you're doing it. Elemental Honing with Relentless, or once again Prox Power or Sharp Harvest with all these, because it does give you some energy ammo, so you can mix it in with Ergo Sum, go Wolfpack rounds, swap back over, use this weapon, repeat that process. Binary Orbit is quite nice if you can't consecutively get Elemental Honing to at least 3 for some reason. But if you never get an Elemental Honing roll. Burning Ambition I don't think is the role for this weapon, purely because of the fact that it is a wave sword frame, so this shouldn't, as far as I can tell, ever be applied, because it has to keep hitting the enemy. Pick the role that you think will fit your build best, and tell me down below what y'all think of the weapons, what roles y'all go for, and what y'all think of the upcoming update. We're getting a rework of Callus, Mini Tool, Drang, all those weapons. Tell me what you think down below. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.